Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melly and today we're doing a one pattern, two different weight yarns video. I figured we could start like a new series and it would be pretty fun just to kind of see the size difference whenever you use the same pattern but you use two different types of weight yarns. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go in the same order that I did my last video in. This is kind of like a mini part 2 for that. So if you haven't watched it already, go ahead and I'll link it right up here for you guys to view. And let's go ahead and get started with pattern number 1. So the first pattern that we started off with in that video was the Flockers pattern by Knots by Jack. I ended up doing this cute little flamingo, very tiny and cute, adorable. It works up so quick and it is no sew. All of these patterns are no sew, by the way. I really think this one's gonna be a really good seller. Like I said, I made this little flamingo in Premier Perfect Chunky. I used a 5mm crochet hook, and for the different weight yarn, look at this, look at the size difference. Same pattern, it's her little medium one, and I ended up using the Premier Basic Chenille Brights, and I ended up making this adorable robin. And look at both of them. You can definitely see a size difference. It worked up pretty well. Honestly, whichever one you want to make, you can always upcharge this one because it's the same pattern. It took about the same amount of time to make both. Look how much bigger this one is. You can get more bang for your buck. And that's literally the main reason why I wanted to show you guys these patterns, because most patterns can be translated. If you go up in hook size and go up in yarn size, they'll just come out a whole lot bigger, and I feel like that is something important to note because as a beginner I didn't know that. I thought you had to use exactly what they recommend, use the same hook size, all of that, and that's not true for anybody who is making any plushies. Definitely size up and you can always end up charging more for a bigger plush. I mean, they look great in both weight yarns. Let's go ahead and move on to the next pattern. So I did run short in time, so I wasn't able to make this dragon pattern in a Chenille Basics or like an XL Perfect Chunky, but I just didn't want you guys to forget that this is a good pattern to use for your markets. And I think, I mean, even in this size, I feel like they would sell well because it's very detailed. The next pattern that I did try out is the Bebe Fish by Stitch Sister Co. So cute. So we showed this one in Premier Perfect Chunky. The floral yarns, I can't remember what they were called, but it's from Premier as well. And I ended up using Premier Basic Chenille. I did this mustard color and this white color. They just look so good. Look how much bigger this one is. The pattern from Stitch Sister Co. does come with two different fishes. That first fish I did make, and I do have like the bigger version of it, but I don't have it with me. But I did want to show you the size difference between different weights and using that same pattern. So this is both the Bebe Fish. I just don't add on the fins here because I feel like it looks great on its own without those fins. But yeah, look how much bigger that is. And then I think I priced it, yeah, I priced these at 10 bucks. I may move them up to 12, and then these can be like 15 to 16. We'll see. I don't know just yet if I'm gonna change my prices up because this is my first market, so I do want some of this stuff to sell, and I've had a lot of this stuff for over a year. So that was pattern number 2 because I didn't do the dragon. The next pattern is a really good one, which is from Nux_Hooks. It is a free pattern on Instagram, and it is this mini elephant. So I love this one. I made several of them, and this one is in Posh yarn. I wanted to see how many elephants can I make with the Posh yarn. I went ahead and made it in the Premier Sprinkles XL yarn. I think that's what it's called. And look at this size difference. Look at how huge this guy is compared to this one. This is the same pattern. I was selling these for 10 bucks. I think I'm gonna go up. I think we talked about it last time. I'm either gonna do 12 or 14. And this one I ended up pricing at 24 bucks. But you see this difference? Like, I know it takes more yarn. Honestly, I still don't think it takes that much yarn, but still, like, look at the size difference. I mean, this is huge. Like, I feel like this is one of the bigger sizes that I've seen. It's just huge. Very adorable. I added like some rainbow eyes. I'm sure you guys have seen this plush before. I made a reel about it on my Instagram and stuff. I just think that's crazy. It's like mama and baby. Look at that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next pattern. The next pattern that we're talking about is the Chonky Mushy Bois by Chonky Crochet. So I don't know, I think I showed you guys this one, but this one is using like Premier XL, I believe, and then this one's like a variegated from Home Slim, Chenille Home Slim or something. I can't remember, but this is the bigger one, and look how chunky this little boy is. I did end up making it in Posh yarn, and look at that size difference. So this one specifically is from Chonky Crochet. The next one that I want to show you is the mini mushies, which I showed you that I make these into keychains. Both of these are free Instagram patterns. This one's so cute. It's just like a condensed version of this little guy, and I ended up making him in basic chenille from Premier. Look at the size difference. So this one is Premier Basic Chenille, and if you compare it to the Chonky Boy, which this one's a little bit thicker anyways, I feel like they would come out the same size. I don't know. Maybe I should have done them both in Premier and seen, but the bottom of this is Premier, so you can see the bodies are different, and the top is using a variegated yarn from Chenille Home Slim, I believe. There's those four. Let's go ahead and move on. The next one is this realistic frog. I showed you guys the Bernat blanket version, which actually is pretty small, and I feel like it just looks so, I call it the realistic frog because to me it looks so realistic. It's like one of my favorite patterns to make. It's super quick, and I feel like it would sell so well because it looks literally like a frog. I went ahead and did it in Premier, and look how tiny and cute he is. Here's a size comparison. This one's Bernat and this one's Premier Parfait Chunky. They look great in both sizes, you know what I mean? Like a little mini frog. I think that would be so cute. There's a size difference for you guys. I always make them in this size, but this is so cute. It kind of makes, like, they're pretty quick. So I feel like this could be like your $5 to $6 item in this size. If you feel like this is too big to charge $5 to $6, you know, you can make these like 8 to 10 and then these 5 to 6. They work up really fast. So I think regardless, you would still get your money's worth. You would get a good price on them. I think he's so cute. I don't know if I said, but that last pattern is by Lacromi. You can find it on Ribbler. Forgot to say that. The next pattern is a paid pattern as well, and it is by Bebe Fish. I showed you guys one of these dinos. I'm not sure if it was this colorway, but I've made several in Premier Parfait Chunky. I use like the cotton candy color, the pink, and then this like sky blue for the body. And I made this little guy. Look how chunky he is. They kind of look similar in size, honestly. I used a 5mm hook on this. I used a 6.5 on this, so just in case you are wondering. There's a size comparison. I think they're both adorable. Honestly, I'll probably still continue to make it in this. I feel like it slides smoother on my hook, and I'm used to using Premier Parfait Chunky all the time, so, and I don't think there's too much of a size difference, not compared to some of these other ones, so I think I'm gonna leave it in like this size. On here it says that I put them for $12. Not sure if I'm gonna keep it that way. I think I am. I think it's worth $12, and I think I'm still getting a good little plus from selling this little guy. So there's these two little guys. Okay, I'm like leaning back, already relaxing. It's already 9:10 p.m. and I work tomorrow. When you guys see this, I'll be at work. I work during the weekend, and I still have to edit this video, but it is good. It shouldn't take me too long to edit. The next pattern is one of my favorite patterns, and I will continue to make this over and over again. I really, really love this pattern, and it is by CJ Designs. It is this cute little turtle pattern. So I ended up using Premier Parfait Chunky as the base, and then for the shell, I ended up using like the floral Premier Parfait Chunky, and look how adorable he came out. He is a good medium size, I would say. And then I ended up using, I believe this is Bernat Blanket, and the other one that came out, I can't remember, but this texture underneath is rougher than this shell. The shell is like extremely soft, but as you can see, like, look at the size difference. I feel like these work up pretty quick, and regardless of which size you want to make, I feel like they would sell. Of course, you can charge more with this one because it's more material, and this turtle is a whole lot bigger than this one. I just think they both worked up pretty cute, and it kind of looks like a mama and baby, so Very adorable. I want to make a couple more before my market next Saturday, and if you guys didn't know, my market's on April 28th. I'm very excited. It is from 12 to 5, so we will see how it goes. Fingers crossed that I sell a couple things and then I can report back to you guys. I will be recording my little setup and everything. Maybe not me like physically setting up. I'm not sure just yet, just because it is my first market and I've never taken my camera out of my room, so I'm just nervous, you know? But we'll see if I record anything with my phone or if I get the courage to bring my camera. This is a really good turtle pattern if you were looking for one. So okay, the next one is a free pattern on Instagram and it is by Hooked by Robin, and I think I showed you guys this little guy right here. It's a little octo with tentacles. This one is made with that I don't even know what yarn this is. I wish I knew the name, but I can't remember. It's one of the newer versions. It's like one of the striped yarns. I got it at Michael's. It's one of the thicker yarns and I love the way this pattern looks with that type of yarn, and I ended up doing it in Premier Perfect Chunky, and look how tiny it is. For this pattern, I feel like I would suggest you stick to the thicker weight yarns, not Premier, because this is not worth it. Definitely not worth it, because you know those tentacles take a while, and that's why people gravitate towards like the bobble stitches or the skirts instead of this, because these take forever. So definitely if you're gonna make this one, I don't think you should use Premier Perfect Chunky. I think you should just stick to something thicker, and they'll come out this size and you can charge accordingly, like 8 to 10 bucks. So pretty big. It's bigger than my palm. So wanted to show you that and give you my honest opinion. Do not use Premier Perfect Chunky. Go ahead and get your thick yarn out and whip this little guy out. It's very adorable, so it doesn't take too long either. Okay, so we are getting to the final couple of patterns that I wanted to show you guys in different weight yarns. The next one that I want to talk about is a free one on Stitch with Faye's vlog, and I'll link it below for you guys. It's free, so you definitely should check it out, and it's not on Instagram, so that is a plus for those who don't have Instagram. But I think I showed you guys this little guy right here. If you read through the pattern, it does say to go like front loops only, and then whenever you start the white, it wants you to use the back loops, so it'll have a lip all around. Well, I don't like that lip, so I don't do it. I don't follow the front loop or back loop thing. I just do the front loop, and then when I switch colors, I just crochet normally. So that is what this looks like, and I think it just looks so much sleeker. I tried one with a lip, and I still have it. It's in orange. I remember it clearly, and I hate it. So I didn't do that, and I remember not to do that whenever I made this little fellow right here. So I did end up using Posh yarn, and this is what it came out to look like. And this one is I'm pretty sure it's like chenille home slim, and literally like double the size. I definitely recommend using either or. I think it's a pretty quick pattern to do. It is really good, and I really do like this one, and it's free, so I think you should check it out. I think either or that you want to use, like either yarn that you want to use, is fine. So there's those two, and I felt like I needed to show you that. And the last Octo that I wanted to show you is a paid pattern by Maria Stern. I think I may have showed you this one. It even has my logo on it. This one I was pricing at $16. I love the Octos with the skirt, and I really love this paid pattern. I did make them in Premier Perfect Chunky, and look how adorable they are. I got two to show you, but I have a couple more. Let me show you these two. Look at that size difference. I think either way you will win if you make this pattern in whatever yarn you want. I really enjoy this though, like the thickness of it, but you can definitely make it smaller. Like I said, I'm charging $16 for these. We'll see if I want to keep them at that price point, and these will probably be like $14 to $12. Just depends. I think $14. I do have one more pattern to show you guys, and I'm sure you guys know which pattern it's gonna be. Let me go ahead and grab it for you guys. Okay, so this next one is my favorite out of all of them, of course, and it is a paid pattern. I can't remember who the creator is. No, I'm just kidding. The creator is me, Mellyinspired Crochet. You can find it on my Etsy, and it is my first pattern ever, which is my Samba, the Sleepy Baby Elephant. And this one, I'm going to start from biggest to smallest. This one is made with Bernat blanket yarn, and She is humongous. And I priced her at $45, but I think she's closer to like $55-60 bucks. She is pretty hefty, so I'm definitely going to be raising my price up, and if it doesn't sell, then I know for next market, but I really think 55 bucks would be a good start for her instead of 45. So like I said, this one's Bernat Blanket. Then we have the floral yarn from Premier, and this one, believe it or not, is bigger than the actual Premier yarn. It's just slightly thicker. I use the same hook, the 5 for this one and Premier, and I'm charging $30 for this one. I don't know if I want to go up to $35 to $38. She's so cute though. Adorable with her little pink toes. But here's the size difference between these two. I don't know if you can tell. Just set her there. There you go. After that, we have the Premier yarns, which this one I'm charging $24. I am going to raise the price to at least $28. That's the size difference. That's when I knew this one was thicker than this one, when I'm using the same hook. It's slightly bigger. It's not like a huge difference, but you can definitely tell. That's those three. And then the last one I have to show you in Posh yarn. She is wearing jammies, but I still wanted to show you the size difference because this one is the smallest of them all. And look at that size. Literally, I just can't believe it. Like, I don't know how to show you guys all of them at once. Let me try. There's the Posh, there's the Premier, there's the Floral Premier, and there's the Bernat Blanket. That is a lot of Sambas, and I have so many more. I think I may have like a total of 10. I'm excited to bring all of them to market to see if they sell, see how well they sell. My little sleepy babies, and if you didn't know, I have my Colin the Koala sleepy baby bear, or sleepy baby animal in testing right now, and then I will be doing a tester call for my newest pattern, which is a piggy. I haven't named her just yet, but I'm going in between like Petals. Hopefully I will make up my mind within this weekend, but I'm thinking I'm leaning towards Petals the piggy. Mrs. Petals. I don't know yet. I will keep you guys updated, but that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, got some inspiration from this video. I hope you guys try some of these patterns out because they are really, really good. I just think you definitely should kind of always go with a bigger option. There's some that look cuter smaller and you can get away with it, but it's up to you ultimately what size hook you want to use and what type of yarn you want to use, especially with like the rougher Bernat Blanket. Like back in the day, it was like so rough. Even then, I still get like some yarn that's extremely rough from Bernat, and so I end up opting into using Parfait Chunky because ultimately that is my favorite yarn to use. Premier Basics is starting to be like my second favorite. It's really, really good. I've heard some mixed reviews about it, but I really, really like it, and I almost have every single color. That shows that I really like the line. I just hope with both Premier yarns they kind of add more colors because I would definitely be first in line to purchase them. That'll be the end of this video. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. How about we leave maybe a cute little fish down in the comments below saying that you made it to the end of this video. I would love to see your cute little fishes down there. Alright, I will see you guys on Tuesday for the live, and if you didn't know, I do lives Tuesdays and Thursdays 8 p.m. CST. I upload my videos Thursdays and Saturdays at 12:30 CST, so I will catch you on one of those days. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate all the love and support, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.